The bigger my plan to cover the entire Sri Lanka country, the bigger my problem of choosing hostels in each of the cities. To give you some idea or sort out your hostel stay in Lanka, hear me out my experience of hostel stays. Hello people, this is me Pragya Sharma exploring new ways of living, and I am here to share information about the hostel stays, their facilities, proximity to the city center and more. Not all the hostels I stayed in were good. There were of course if and but, so I hope my sharing helps you decide on your accommodation in Lanka. Watch this video to gather the information as much as possible like always, and now on a count of 1, 2, 3, rock and roll. Let's go to Columbo city, which was my first and last stop of this trip. Hostel number 1, Backpack Lanka, approximately 35 km from the Columbo airport and 4 km from the fort station. The main reason for choosing this hostel is the proximity to the city center, followed by the price. They have a dormitory and private rooms. I would say if you see any better option than this, go for it. I did not like the vibe, वो hostel लग नहीं रहा था. No doubt the caretakers of the hostel were very sweet, but not the hostel. I booked this for one night. They upgraded my booking from a dormitory to a private room because I was the only female there. There was no issue safety wise. There was a common kitchen and sufficient bathrooms. If you want to adjust for a day just like I did, then go for it. Otherwise, I would not suggest this hostel. Hostel number 2, Columbo Downtown Monkey, approximately 33 km from the Columbo airport and 1 km from the fort station. The main reason for choosing this is the proximity to the city center, followed by the price. I would recommend this for 1 to 2 nights. Nothing fancy as such, koi view and happening vibe expect mat karna, but it's a good pick for those who aren't very picky. I booked this for one night. Again, the caretakers were very sweet. The price of the booking included a nice breakfast. I had some fruit, fresh juice, bread and an omelette, and then there was an open kitchen. छोटा सा ही hostel है, like 3 or 4 BHK apartment. At least good people around. I had a peaceful working day. Wi-Fi strength was good. AC was there in the room, and yeah, overall it was fine. And even they liked their stay for 1 to 2 days. My next long stop was in Candi from Columbo, where I booked my stay in the hostel called Fung Bung's Bed and Breakfast, which is 3.8 km from Candi railway station. Very popular in Candi, situated on the hill, giving a nice view of the city from the top. Now this was the beginning of my proper hostel in Lanka. There was a common hall area, cum restaurant, and then there were dormitories. I booked my bed for 3 nights in an 8-bed dorm, very big in size and nice. My stay included morning breakfast, in which we had fresh juice, bread butter, omelette and tea. The caretaker helped us with some tour arrangements. The cleanliness was on the top. I had a good time. My next hostel stay was in Noara area, where I booked my bed for one night in Laughing Leopard, approximately 2 km from the Noara bus stand. ये hostel ना मुझे गोवा वाली vibe दे रहा था. Very nice hostel and spacious. They have a big size common area to chill and an open kitchen where you can cook your food. The room was big, but the light were not giving sufficient brightness, and also they gave a thin blanket which was not enough for me to keep me warm. Noara में temperature थोड़ा ठंडा होता है, so वो blanket तो waste ही था. There are a few hostels in Noara, so I chose the best one. I would recommend this, but carry all layers. After Noara, my next stop was L, where I booked my bed for 2 nights in Backpackers Hostel, which is approximately 800 meters from the main city. I have never stayed in a hostel like this in my entire life. नहीं, कोई fancy नहीं है. I mean like a hut-shaped hostel connected to nature, and the best part was the room. A small space of 4 beds with this net on the top, built with wood. I was very excited about this stay, and at the same time when it started becoming dark, some flies started attacking the lights, and I realized the real meaning of this mosquito net is in my room, not to make me feel like a princess, but to save me from these idiot flies. Don't worry, इतना problem नहीं होता है, room में ऐसे नहीं आते हैं, I won't lie, but थोड़े आते हैं. Because of this, I would not say no to this hostel. Reaching here will require you to hike up for about 2 minutes and yeah, you are good to go. After spending good time in Ill, I went to Tissa and stayed at the hostel called Best Hostel Yala for one night just to do Yala National Safari. The hostel was like a house only, big garden area, spacious living room or a reception area, then there were dorms with standing fans and extension sockets. There's an open kitchen available and a separate nice washroom. The reason for going with this hostel is the proximity to the city center and is about 500 meters from the Tissa bus stand. This is good only for one night, and anyway, majority of people come to Tissa for a day, do Yala safari and leave. It was just me and the caretaker in the hostel that day. I didn't face any issue. Yeah, it was a good pick. The next day, I moved to a new city called Mirisa and the vibe completely changed. Well, booking my bed in a hostel called Hostel First Mirisa was a mistake. Why? Because बहुत sad था. I mean, बहुत ही ज़्यादा sad था. There were 4 to 5 people. I booked 4-bed female dormitory with an AC. Room देखा तो AC नहीं है. Not even a standing fan or ceiling fan. Mosquito net था. Dull lights थे. No socket near the bed. एक्सटेंशन दे के रखा था. मतलब मैं समझ गई थी भाई यहाँ से निकलो, मैं यहाँ स्टे नहीं कर सकती. I spoke to the property manager and requested my money back for 2 nights and you know what he did? He agreed. God bless him for this. And मैं आ गई Yase Surf Lodge and coming to this hostel was an absolute blessing. The hostel is on the main road and all the exploring points were within 10 to 15 minutes of walking distance. हाँ थोड़ा pricey था and weekend भी था उस दिन, so yeah. But it was all worth it. I suggest booking in advance or you can book offline with them, negotiate, and the property manager are open to it because they are very chill. The hostel has a big size 14-bed mixed AC dormitory, highly comfortable mattresses, with curtains on each bed, which is my personal favorite thing in any of the hostels. Happening chill people around. The bathing area and toilets were outside the room on the same floor, very nice and aesthetic. The kitchen isn't open to guests because they operate a cafe as well where outsiders are welcome. I loved my 3-day stay here, very convenient and comfortable. If this fits your budget, guys, go for it. Now let's go to Gale area and talk about my last hostel of this trip called Tissa, which was about 3.5 km from Unawatuna area and 2.5 km from the Gale. Guys, chance mile to Unawatuna area mein hostel dekh lena because I personally like that area, and center mein chahiye to Tissa is a good option, situated on the main road, which makes one convenient to go here and there. When I saw images online, thoda weird laga, but in real, acha tha. And thank God there were enough people around in the hostel. They have private rooms, female dormitories and mixed dormitories. I booked my bed in a 10-bed mixed dormitory. The room was good, no AC, but a small fan which was there on each bed. My room was on the first floor and the washrooms for all the rooms were on the ground floor. Night mein jana thoda sa scary lagta hai, otherwise it's all fine. They have separate mixed washroom and female washrooms, so ye enough tha. Now the kitchen area and common area were very nice, spacious and different. I like the kitchen which was open to guests, very nice and clean all the time. And that's all about my hostel stay experience in Sri Lanka. All the bookings I have done using the Hostel World platform and offline. I suggest booking hostels 2-3 days in advance if your dates are falling on a weekend. If you have doubts while choosing the hostel, book it for one day and check if you like it or not. I carry work with me, so a stable Wi-Fi connection is important for me, and in none of the hostels I faced any problem. Even if there was a power cut for some time, I used my Sri Lankan SIM operator called the Dialog, which I bought it from the Columbo airport, and the network coverage was very good. There was a drinking water facility in some of the hostels and some not, so I bought it from the outside at a reasonable price. It was a fun backpacking experience in Sri Lanka, staying in different kinds of hostels, getting to do things which I was looking forward to, and adjusting my plans because of the weather. Well, the online information says that the best time to visit Sri Lanka is late October to March. Dry and pleasant weather rehta hai. What I got to know is that their monsoon period is from June to October, the pleasant tropical period is from November to February, and summer period is from March to May. If you are going there mainly for water sports activity, then you pick the period from November to May. Tourists and travelers can manage with the English language across Sri Lanka. I could connect traveling Sri Lanka is like traveling in South India. In fact, काफी similarities लगती हैं, like skin tone, how they write the price in rupees, how easy public transport available in Lanka, and helpful people. But what was not very similar was the freedom of traveling and safety. It was hard for me to say such thing for my country, but what is true is true. And here comes the end of the Sri Lanka series. Thank you for showing your love by watching the video, giving your like and comments. It means a lot. I don't know as of now which is my upcoming travel destination, but you can stay updated by following me on my Instagram handle. It's called Khao Local Ghumo Global. Let's see what is waiting for me in 2025. I wish you Happy New Year and good health. This is me, Pragya Sharma, exploring new ways of living, signing off. You see me in my next release. Till then, travel safely, stay safe and explore the world with care. Bye. Salam.